So many of you guys are probably looking for the best way to improve your ACT math score, and I'll tell you from experience that it comes down to doing one thing very, very well. And once you know what that thing is, it's really not that hard to practice that and develop that skill, and that's what we're going to talk about doing in today's video. Before we get into the video, make sure you guys subscribe and hit the notification bell below so that next time we make an ACT prep, strategy, or concept breakdown video, you get notified. So what exactly do you need to do to improve your ACT math score? Well, the thing that I did when I had a 25 on the ACT math section, knowing that I wanted to get as close to a 36 as possible, was try and learn as many of the ACT math skills as possible. The question is, however, how do you go about learning all the skills that are on the ACT math section, and how do you know what those skills are in the first place? Well, the first thing you should do is know what those main skills are. The 2020 edition of the official ACT Prep Guide has 5 main skills that the math section is testing you on: basic arithmetic, algebra, functions, statistics, and geometry. Now, there are a ton of sub-skills like trigonometry and coordinate geometry, sine ratios, Pythagorean theorem, and I'm not going to get into all those because that's just way too much to cover in one video and actually teach. But there's a simple 3-step procedure you can follow to learn every single skill on the ACT math section. Here's how I did it. First, take a practice test. Do as good as I can, take it to the best of my ability, try to answer as many questions as possible and answer them correctly. Once I'm done with that, I'll go over the test, grade it, and go question by question, see what I got right, what I got wrong, why did I get those questions right, why did I get certain questions wrong, and try to learn as many of the skills as possible from the correct answers of those mistakes and those incorrect questions that I answered. So in essence, what you're doing is using your mistakes as evidence of your weaknesses, as well as evidence of what skills, what types of questions are tested on the ACT math exam. So once you practice this procedure over a series of practice exams, maybe you've taken 4, 5, 6, or maybe even up to 10 ACT math practice exams, you'll have a very, very good understanding of what kind of skills are tested on the math section, what kind of questions they show up in, and what specific skills you have weaknesses in. And you can try to formulate ways to learn those skills, probably develop your own strategies to overcome those certain weaknesses that you have, strategies to answer certain question types that you see recurring from exam to exam, because a lot of the questions and skills, basically all of them, are going to repeat from exam to exam, just with different numbers or different ways of asking questions about the same skills or same concepts. So what I'd recommend you do starting now is take practice exams, look over each individual question, and try to learn as much as you can from each question, each incorrect response especially, so you can get a better understanding of the skills that are tested, how those skills function, and that'll help you be more prepared for when you get that same kind of question or same skill type question on the actual exam. And maybe you're out of practice exams, you don't have any practice exams that you can take, just go over your past practice exams, look over each individual question for those practice exams, see what skills you can learn from those answers that you got wrong. And again, you're just trying to analyze why each incorrect answer option is incorrect, why the correct answer option is correct. Asking questions along the lines of why and how, as opposed to just what is the correct answer, which one is the correct answer. It'll really help you get the best skill understanding for each question type. And how you actually learn those skills kind of comes down to how you choose to go about it. If you see a certain question about a certain skill that you identify, you could look online, you could try to just learn it by yourself by looking at the answer. There's a number of things you can do, but it's really up to you. This is kind of where things get a little tricky, but this approach works really well if you have the initiative and you try to find the best way possible to learn these skills. But for me, the thing that worked was just going through question by question and learning it directly from the correct answer options over a course of taking a lot of practice exams. Just doing that volume helps you a lot when it comes to learning the skills over a period of time. And by just doing that alone, I was able to get the understanding I needed to improve my math score to a 35. I never had to look online to search up a certain skill and learn it that way. It was just directly from practice exams and correct answer options. So I'm just looking at an ACT practice exam right now, and we can go over an example of how you can use this strategy to answer certain questions. So this question right here is an arithmetic sequence question, and it says, you know, the typical arithmetic sequence prompt. You have first term this and this common difference. What is the 50th term? So you can go through and try to answer that yourself by actually taking the test and answering this question. But once you get that question right or wrong, then you should go back and look at what the correct answer is, seeing why is the 50th term going to be this number as opposed to something else. And you can try taking more time to answer the question correctly and see exactly how the skill of arithmetic sequences functions, how it works, and the smaller details behind it that you couldn't really analyze when you were in the rushing process of trying to answer as many questions as possible in the exam itself. That's another benefit of this approach. You can take a lot of time to answer these questions because you're not being timed anymore. You're just trying to develop a skill understanding of each question on the test. So wrap it up, again, you need to take practice exams, go through each question, each and every question, and learn the skill. Analyze each question, analyze why the correct answer option is correct, how it's correct, why the incorrect answer options are incorrect. Go through as much of it as possible and try to understand the question and the skill behind it in the most in-depth way possible. And make sure you take your time when you're going through these questions, because the more time you take to actually understand the skill and how it functions, the more prepared you'll be and the better understanding you'll get of the skill for the actual exam. And if you do this for a number of practice exams, you will absolutely see your math score increasing significantly the way I did as well. So that's it for today's video, guys. If you need 6 official free ACT practice exams, there are some linked in the description below on our website. You can access them there for free at any time. Also, if you are interested in doing a live stream online tutoring session, you can talk with us one-on-one. We'll give you personalized ACT prep advice, college advice, admissions advice, anything like that that you need. We're open to having a discussion with you for free. You can also access that in the description below. Apart from that, guys, I'll see you guys in next week's video. Good luck on the ACT exam. Peace.